It's 3 days after payday. You're staring at the banking app on your phone. Your stomach drops into a cold pit. The number staring back at you makes absolutely zero sense. You mentally trace your steps. Rent, groceries, one dinner out. But the money is gone. Again. You scroll the transactions. 20 here, 40 there. Invisible cuts, bleeding you dry. You lock your screen. Here comes the familiar, suffocating wave of quiet shame. You tell yourself you'll do better next month. You'll finally stick to a budget. Stop. Let's be brutally honest. You've told yourself that lie for years. This isn't about budgeting apps. You aren't stupid. You know exactly how basic math works. So why do you keep doing it? This is the dark psychology of why you can't save money. It's not a lack of discipline. It's a psychological trap you willingly step into month after exhausting month. And until you face the ugly, uncomfortable truth of what you're actually doing when you tap that card, your account will always, inevitably, drain to zero. It's 5 p.m. You're exhausted. You walk past that shop. You don't need anything, but you go in. You tap your phone. You tell yourself, I survived today. I deserve a treat. You just traded a piece of your future freedom for a 5-minute rush. You're medicating your daily burnout with a purchase. Now it's 11 p.m. You're scrolling in bed. A targeted ad pops up. It's only $29. You think it's practically nothing. Double-click. Face ID. Done. Zero friction. You don't even register it as a real loss. You just traded an hour of your life's labor for a box that will gather dust in a closet. Then the monthly bill arrives. What do? You shift the timeline. You look at the damage and say, next month I'll get serious. You outsource your survival to a fictional future version of yourself who magically has infinite willpower. But that person never arrives. This is exactly how the dark psychology of why you can't save money operates. You are trapped in a vicious, unbreakable loop. You stress, you spend to relieve the stress, and then you stress about the spending. Look at your room. The clothes with tags still attached. The gadgets you used exactly twice. When people ask about your savings, what do? You laugh. You say, I'm just bad with money. You wear financial incompetence like a cute personality quirk. Stop, let that sink in. Here is the uncomfortable truth nobody is going to tell you. You are not bad at math. You are self-medicating. When you click Buy Now, you aren't purchasing a product. You are buying a 3-second distraction from an anxiety you refuse to face. You are buying a pathetic hit of dopamine to numb the reality of a life that feels out of your control. This is exactly how the dark psychology of why you can't save money operates. It tricks you into thinking you are acquiring things. You aren't. You are renting a temporary emotional anesthetic. You are paying retail price to ignore your own quiet desperation. Think about handing over physical cash. You count the bills. You feel the stack get thinner. Your brain registers a tangible loss. It physically hurts. Now look at how you buy today. You don't even look at a screen. Double-click a side button. Face ID. A tiny check mark. No friction, no pain. This isn't an accident. Neuroscientists spent billions studying the pain of paying. The actual pain receptors that light up when you part with resources. Their solution: erase the friction. They abstracted your life's labor into a meaningless digital notification. Psychologists call it hyperbolic discounting. You value a cheap dopamine hit today more than your freedom tomorrow. Pause for a second. They weaponized your biology. This is the dark psychology of why you can't save money. You brought a primitive brain to a digital casino perfectly designed to drain you blind. You avoid looking at your savings account. You treat it like a disease, because looking at it means acknowledging a future you quietly believe you have no control over. Buying a house feels like a cruel joke. Here is what you don't want to hear. You secretly sabotage your own savings because building wealth requires hope. It requires believing in a timeline you are deeply cynical about. So you spend, you buy the shoes, you order the premium delivery. Because if you can't control the macro, if you can't afford the big life, you will control the micro. You will dictate getting exactly what you want delivered in 30 minutes. Stop, read that again. This is exactly how the dark psychology of why you can't save money thrives. It feeds on your financial nihilism. You trade the silent power of kept capital for the cheap, loud delusion of immediate control. You're scrolling through a feed. You see someone whose life looks effortlessly put together. They have the aesthetic, the aura. You don't just want the jacket they are wearing. You want the feeling of being them. So you click the link, you buy it. You wear it out, desperately waiting for someone to notice. Someone finally gives you a brief compliment, and for exactly 5 minutes, you feel like you belong. Then the high evaporates. The jacket is just fabric again. Here is what you don't want to hear. You aren't buying clothes. You are paying an expensive monthly subscription fee to maintain a fake identity you hope will make people respect you. You are absolutely terrified of being perceived as average. This is exactly how the dark psychology of why you can't save money operates. It weaponizes your insecurity. It convinces you that if you just buy one more status symbol, that hollow feeling in your chest will finally disappear. Wrong. It just leaves you totally broke, still waiting for an applause that is never going to come. Think about the last time you got a raise. You looked at the new number and told yourself, finally, some breathing room. Now I can actually build a cushion. What actually happened? Within 3 short months, your lifestyle magically swelled to swallow every single extra cent. You upgraded your car. You moved to a slightly better apartment. You stopped looking at prices on the menu when you went out with friends. And now, you are making significantly more money than you did 5 years ago, but you feel exactly the same amount of broke. You sweat the exact same mid-month bills. Pause for a second. Your nervous system is addicted to the adrenaline of financial survival. A growing, quiet savings account actually feels deeply unsafe to a brain wired for scarcity. It feels unnatural. So you subconsciously burn the cash to get back to the familiar, chaotic baseline of zero. This is exactly how the dark psychology of why you can't save money operates. It ensures that abundance feels absolutely terrifying and living edge to edge feels like home. You sign up for a free trial. You swear you'll cancel it. You don't. 9.99 vanishes. Then comes the premium music, the 3 streaming apps you never watch, the fitness subscription you haven't opened since January. You see these tiny, recurring charges on your statement. What do? You shrug. You think, it's just $10. Wrong. You are bleeding out from 1,000 invisible cuts. You aren't making a conscious choice to buy these things anymore. You are simply failing to make the choice to stop them. They don't want your big, considered purchases. They want your passive, quiet compliance. They are directly taxing your laziness. This is exactly how the dark psychology of why you can't save money operates. It turns your bank account into an open tap, silently dripping your power into their pockets while you sleep. And you let them do it. Because clicking cancel means facing exactly how much you've already wasted. Look in the mirror. You blame the economy. You blame inflation. Then you complain about being broke while ordering a $30 lunch delivery. You share memes about being poor while wearing shoes you bought on credit. You play the victim. You let yourself off the hook. Here is what you don't want to hear. You choose to stay financially defenseless. Building wealth takes boring, invisible discipline. You prefer the loud, cheap thrill of a delivery barks over the silent, unglamorous power of having capital. Stop, let that sink in. This is exactly how the dark psychology of why you can't save money thrives. It requires your active complicity. Look 10 years into the future. If you don't snap out of this, you will be in the exact same spot, still panicking over a flat tire, still answering to people you despise, because you traded your leverage for temporary comfort. Look at your phone. You have two choices. You can keep tapping that screen. You can remain a docile host for a machine designed to extract every cent of your life's labor. Keep pretending the next cardboard box will fill the void. Go ahead, stay comfortably broke. Or you can wake up. Delete your saved credit cards. Right now. Sit in the uncomfortable reality of a bad day without buying a distraction. Look at your empty account and let it genuinely disgust you. Money isn't just numbers. Money is the power to walk away. It is the word no kept safely in your back pocket. When your savings are zero, your leverage is zero. You belong to whoever pays you. This is the final truth about the dark psychology of why you can't save money. The system wants you financially medicated and defenseless. Stop buying their cheap dopamine. Start hoarding power. Choose.